Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jay Mehta here from Mumbai, and in this video we are going to try and understand the commonest causes for having cancer of the endometrium. This is also called as uterine cancer. Remember, worldwide, amongst all causes of gynecological cancer, cancer of the endometrium is the leading cause now. It is something which frequency is increasing very rapidly in our country as well. Especially if you look at the city population or the urban population, predominantly staying in cities and having a sedentary lifestyle, then you will realize that in the cities, the cancer of the endometrium is now the leading cause of gynec cancers even in India. So obviously, it's going to be intriguing to understand what are the most common causes of having endometrial cancer. Remember, due to the changing lifestyle, three things are very common: obesity, diabetes, and hypertension. These three things are called as the corpus cancer syndrome. What typically happens is, if a lady is very obese, due to the fat, there is excessive conversion of the fat of the hormone estrogen. This is the hormone of the lady, and this hormone then goes and acts on the uterus. It unfortunately causes a chronic thickening of the uterine lining. This is a very important line. It causes chronic thickening of the uterine lining, and this then predisposes the lady to develop endometrial cancer. This is the most common known theory which we have. The other causes include chemotherapeutic agents like oral tamoxifen, which are given for a long-term period, especially for women having breast cancer. The other causes could be hereditary or genetic causes, but they are not as common as the first few causes which we mentioned. Remember one more thing. Whenever we talk of cancer of the endometrium, it is important to understand one word, that is postmenopausal bleeding. Remember, in our country, most of the women would attain menopause. That means they'll have absence of menses, usually at the age of 52, 53. That's the average age of attaining menopause in our country. After menopause, having bleeding is called as postmenopausal bleeding. Now this is a warning sign for having cancer of the endometrium. Commonly, in our social circumstances, what happens is that women who are at risk of developing endometrial cancer, and when they have postmenopausal bleeding, they usually keep it to themselves. They just declare it to their daughters or daughter-in-laws, and they never make a fuss about it, thinking that it's just a one-off episode. To all the people who are listening, remember, this first episode should be the warning sign. In fact, every patient with postmenopausal bleeding should be evaluated for cancer of the endometrium. And I think that is a very, very important take-home point. Of course, in postmenopausal bleeding as well, there could be multitude of causes, but you must rule out cancer of the endometrium. Whenever a lady has postmenopausal bleeding, the doctor will almost always do an ultrasound and will note down something called as endometrial thickness. If the endometrial thickness in a postmenopausal lady is more than 4 millimeter, that's the golden word. If it is more than 4 millimeters, a biopsy, which could be an office biopsy or a hysteroscopic biopsy, is virtually mandatory, and it has to be done in order to prove the presence of endometrial cancer. Remember, once we understand the causes of endometrial cancer, we will be able to easily divide the endometrial malignancies into two important subtypes, that is group 1 and group 2. Group 1 is predominantly the group which we have been talking about. The obese women having diabetes, having hypertension, and having a thickened endometrium, and they usually manifest early in the menopause. That means these are women who are going to be in their 60s who will manifest with these conditions. The group 2 of endometrial cancers are the ones which are little scary. Okay, they will not have a thick endometrium, they will manifest little late, and they will be very aggressive in nature. This is a very brief overview of what is endometrial cancer. In our subsequent videos, we are going to be covering a lot of aspects of endometrial cancer which are going to be predominantly for patient education. Should there be any queries related to this, you may feel free to post it in the comment section. Me or one of my colleagues will try and answer your questions as soon as we can. Thank you so much.